time. Oh, shit. I got to record it. BOP. Return. Yes. Overwrite. Yes. Okay, here we go. Sit back and relax, everybody. Enjoy yourselves because it's starting now in 3, 2, 1.
Another visitor. Stay a while. Stay forever.
This is The Boop Show, episode 309. It's November 1st. It's Monday. It's 2021. Hey everybody, welcome back to The Boop Show. We talk about indie video games here. We play them, we review them, we discuss them, and we share our love with them. I'm Scott Johnson, and that's Brian Dunaway. What's going on, man?
Oh, hi, Scott. How are you?
I'm fine. How was Halloween? How'd it go?
It was amazing, man. We dressed up and everything, gave out candy, ate too much candy, and then puked.
Were you a Pokemon or something? What'd you do? What'd you become?
Well, I wasn't no Pokemon. I was grown-up Chucky with a beard and everything. It's like what happens to good guy dolls when they grow up? It's me.
Did you put some pictures up?
It's me, Scott.
You put some pictures up? I want to see this.
I'll post some pictures very shortly.
All right.
But right now I'm trying to learn all the video game facts here. Let's see.
What's this called?
Before the release, by what code name was the Xbox One X called?
The One X. Project. Oh shit.
Project. Oh shit is not correct. Scorpio. You were
Scorpio,
so close.
not Scorpion. Scorpio.
Not Scorpion, but Scorpio. No, the answer was Moops.
All right, I got one for you. You ready?
Do it.
Code name of the. Let's see, which one was it? The GameCube.
You don't even have the question.
Code name for the GameCube before it came out.
Code name for the GameCube. Project SquarePants.
Nope. It was Dolphin. Project Dolphin.
I actually think I do remember that.
Okay. What was the one for the Switch? Or no, I'm sorry, for the Wii. Do you remember the one for the Wii?
Actually, I do remember that one. Wait a second. What did they call that thing?
I remember.
Because I totally forgot all about it after it came out with the Wii, because I thought it was the stupidest name ever, as we all did, right? Everybody thought the Wii name was stupid. No one said, that's a great name. I mean, there was whole contests on radio shows where people died trying to hold their Wii because it thought it was clever.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
It was dumb. Got any idea, though, on the Wii? You didn't give up?
It wasn't Project anything. It was let's see, if the other one was Dolphin, then it was probably Whale. Big white blubbery whale.
They called it Revolution.
That is right. Dadgummit.
The Nintendo Revolution, which was kind of a poke at the 360, given that 360 degrees is a revolution. At least that's what everyone thought at the time. And also people liked the name Revolution better than Wii.
Right.
But I have a very strong memory of that. But yeah, Scorpio.
And they could have used that Beatles song, Revolution, which was already used by Nike back in the 90s or 80s. When was it? It was a long time ago.
The Beatles song? Is that the one? Those are really expensive. You want to license a Beatles song, you better have cash. That's all I'm saying.
You better bring the cash with you.
Bring your money to the table, son. All right. Welcome to the show, everybody. We're glad to be back. I just wanted to put it out there that I guess I haven't reviewed it officially, or maybe I did. I don't remember. But Rogue Legacy came out sometime in 2020 on PC, on Steam, in early access form. And I found it to be immediately familiar, but also, not done.
Okay, not ready for prime time. Okay.
Yeah, early access, means you're early, so that's to be expected. I decided to give a big chunk of time between that and when I played it again, and I played it again. And hot damn, Rogue Legacy 2 is really good right now. I think that game's just about ready, and it's rad. So if I didn't talk about it, I'll find out. I can't remember if I talked about it when it launched.
I'm looking now. I'm looking through the sheets. I'm just going to look for Rogue Legacy because there's a lot better chance of finding that than the other.
Yeah.
All sheets. Let's go. Yeah. Find.
Yeah. All sheets, man. You're looking for all the sheets.
Rogue. Oh, no. The only thing I showed was the thing you posted today. Let's see here.
Oh, well, good.
All episode. Right.
That means I'm looking myself as well here.
Right.
See, that's episode. Oh wait, we're on episode 295. Nope, different different thing.
Yeah. You played Rogue Legacy 2 when we were doing multiple games back on episode 256.
Oh, okay. So I did. So
yeah, you played Pop-Up Dungeon and Rogue Legacy, and you just mentioned Sleeping Dogs.
I'll probably come back to it because I think it's in really great shape and really fun to play right now. And as far as I'm concerned, I mean, that was the first game I played called a roguelike. Like before the explosion of these, this game is partially responsible for that explosion. They're like Slay the Spire to roguelikes that Slay the Spire is to deck building. That's that influential. And so Rogue Legacy 2 is shaping up real good. Real good.
Yeah,
it's real good right now. Okay. What else we got here? We got the old. Tell me about the Bucky O'Hare return to 1992 business. Why are you doing that? What's going on with that?
Right. Well, I was looking for some old school games to play. I've been on the Twitch lately, just looking around at the retro gaming, and I said, you know what? We talked about recently playing as a rabbit, and I said Bucky O'Hare is a great game to play. 1992 on the NES and the arcade. I never played the arcade version. I thought it was the same as the NES version, or at least a reasonable facsimile. It is not. They are nothing alike. The arcade is a beat 'em up, and the NES version is more of a platformer. And so it's so not even close.
But
not even the
side scrolling either way, right? You're going left. Or you're going right.
You're going right. Right. Yeah. You could go left maybe for a screen, but then you'd be,
Do you think it's interesting that so when I was young, my parents came back from Tokyo from a trip they took to Japan, and they brought some magazines with them, and those magazines were all in Japanese, so I couldn't read them or anything, but they were meant to be read, like books and other content over there. They're meant to be read back to front as far as our perspective goes, back to front, or right to left. And so you go this way. And so when I played, I don't know, probably Super Mario Brothers for the first time, I probably thought that was weird. And I still kind of think it's a little bit weird that they also didn't have the game going that direction. Does that make sense?
That's interesting. Yeah, because Americans tend to go to the right. If you enter a door, if you're walking in a hall, you tend to be on the right-hand side.
Yeah.
Yeah,
weird, right?
So I don't know.
Just a little thought that was percolating around my tiny brain, and nothing really came of it except for this conversation now.
There you go.
Yeah. Well.
Oh, but yeah, I wanted to play it to Bucky O'Hare legit. I'm playing it on my Retro Pi right now, but I was like, while I was streaming the NES version of this, I was like, hey, I just casually dropped. I think I'll go pick up the cart and see if I can't, plug it into my NES. And I was like, before I say that, I better go look on the eBays and see how much those things are going for. Yeah, that's not a cheap one.
No.
Bucky O'Hare is not a cheap NES title.
No, it's rare, right? It's hard to get.
It is rare, and it is hard to get. Not made by Rare, but yes, rare. Speaking of not rare at all, the McRib is back. I'm just saying. I'm just putting it out there. The McRib is back.
You know what you have to do tomorrow on TMS, Wednesday on TMS, you need to eat one while you do your quiz. That's the goal.
Well, of course. It's a little bit early for a McRib, but I can make it work.
Yeah, make it. It is a little early. Do you think they even serve them like before 12 or something? I don't even know.
No, they probably, I think they start serving at 10 o'clock is lunchtime for McDonald's or something like that, 10:30, something like that. Yeah, sure.
Did you know that I haven't been to a Carl's Jr. in about 17 years? And I had a reason.
Wow. Is that because they banned you or because of personal choice?
No, it was gross. So here's why.
Okay.
Last time I went to a Carl's Jr., they gave me a salad that had a dirt clod in it.
All I got to say is I'm kind of thinking your fault for going to Carl's Jr. and ordering a salad.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Just saying.
I agree.
Kind of your fault.
I agree, but also I think they shouldn't have dirt clods in their salad. Anyway, it was one of those like magic sand dirt clods. Like when I broke it up with a fork, it went like it was all dry inside but wet on the outside.
Where do you think salad comes from, Scott? You think it comes from little pigs or something? No, it comes from the dirt.
You're actually justifying them having a dirt clod in their salad. That's what you're doing? Is that what you're giving me?
That's what I'm doing. I'm also justifying the fact that you haven't been there in how many years?
17.
17 years. All those people are dead now. All those people that served you are dead. They're all dead.
Yeah, because
you can go back.
Yeah. Well, I had a burger. The point of it is today I broke the record and I had a burger there today.
Right.
Was out with my wife running some errands, and I got it in the drive up, and it was fine. It was fine.
No dirt?
Nope. I feel like
were you casually apprehensive? Like, let me dig through this. Let me
totally
visually inspect.
Oh yeah, I don't
everything
inspect my burgers. I did there. I opened it up,
Okay.
looked around, like, okay, there's not like a foot mark on this or anything weird. And sure
Can't
enough, it's
tell
fine.
if foot mark or grill mark.
Yeah. Yeah.
Unsure.
Yeah, it was fine. It ended up being fine, and I kind of feel, well, I feel two ways about it. One, I feel, slightly guilty that I judged them for so long, but also, hey, maybe they just cleaned up their act in 17 years,
Yeah, I mean, the last time you went, I think Paris Hilton was still rubbing all over the cars for their commercials. So things have changed.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Change of things.
Yeah. She has a fancier car that she rubs all over now.
Much fancier now. Yes.
All right. Well, that's what's been going on during our Goofy Week. Let's find out what's happening in indie news. All right, let's just dive right in here. Big week for releases, turns out.
Big week.
Didn't even know about this upcoming one, but I'm excited about it. It's called Unpacking, and Brian brought it to my attention. I'd never even heard of it, but this sounds like one of those chore cores I'm going to get into.
Yes.
By the humble folks. Basically, Unpacking is a Zen puzzle game about familiar experience of pulling possessions out of boxes and fitting them into a new home. Part block fitting puzzle, part home decorator. You're invited to create a satisfying living space while learning cues about the life you're unpacking. Clues, rather, not cues. So you'll be opening a box, and you might find a nostalgic thing from when you were a kid, and it means something, and you can figure out what that means and that sort of thing. You also got to find places to put all your shit and get a good score out of the deal. I don't know why this compels me, but I'm super into it.
It is very compelling because it's not your stupid rooms. It's like a kid's room or some kind of. It looks fun. It looks fun. The rooms are small. You got a bunch of cute little objects, and the reason why this grabbed my attention is because out of all the things that were coming out this week, I usually have 3, maybe 4 people who just really look out for new things, indie games especially.
Yeah.
I got 11 friends. That's like 3 to 4 times as many people who usually are looking at new games coming out.
Yeah.
So Unpacking it's got some steam behind it.
I think it had
on Steam.
literally on Steam. It's got a demo, and I think maybe the demo did well. I don't know.
Might have. Yeah.
There's a lot of that happening right now. A lot of releases of games that you all played as demos in July and August.
Which are huge.
Yeah,
Steam.
which is a big deal. Like, I feel like this is the fruition of that effort to put so many demos out. So I'm really curious how this pays off for these devs in particular. Don't care about Steam as much, but
yeah,
I
think it's going to work out well. I'm looking forward to this. Comes out tomorrow, November the 2nd, and I don't know how much it's going to be. My guess is probably in the $20 range, $15 range. What do you think?
That's the other thing is that some of these, including one I'm reviewing today, don't have a price until release day. Which is weird. You talked last week about how you don't like that. You wish they would say.
Yeah, I don't care for that. At least give me some idea.
Yeah.
Give me some idea, like vaguely. But like I said, usually Switch, Nintendo Store almost always shows. It's not going to be on the Switch currently. So I think it comes out they doing it in 2022.
Maybe.
No, actually, it's going to be on. No, I've listed it as $19.99. That can't be right. Did I write that down?
That is wrong. That can't be right.
How did I know that information? I don't know. Maybe I found out something that's going to be for the Switch and the Xbox. That's how I knew. It is coming to the Switch and the Xbox One S and X, and it will be $19.99 on Switch. However, usually on Steam, they give a 10% discount when a game first launches. That's usually just how they do.
Yeah.
So that's where it's at.
Nice. I'm looking forward to it. I've been studying on murdering you. Studying real hard.
Can't wait to unpack all those goods and find something cool.
Yeah, that'd be all right. Here's another one I'm looking forward to, weirdly. To the Rescue, coming out on November 2nd, same day. This is published by Freedom Games, Little Rock Games as the developer. To the Rescue is a charming dog shelter simulator where you are responsible for taking care of dozens of cute dogs in need of a home. It's not all cuddles and snoot boops, though, it says here. Running a shelter can be a lot of work. You have to manage all of the dog's needs in order to maximize their chances of finding the right home forever. Each day brings new rewards.
Stupid art is. I love it.
Oh, no, it's super cute. Another one of these. It's fine. It's like a tycoon game.
Yeah.
Some people are going to look at this graphically and go, well, that ain't for me. I'm too cool for this shit. I get it. But I think I want to help these dogs. I think I'm in the mood for it.
I'm telling you, after a month long, we're heading out of Halloween as fast as we can. After a month long of horror and scary and gross, I'm ready for some cute and cuddlies. Bring me some wholesome, cozy gaming, and this thing is wholesome and cozy as it comes.
Oh, you'll love my pick today then.
I know. I had it in the list. It was going to be the trifecta of cozy
Yeah.
for upcoming news, but you played one game, so I had to stick something else in there. Not
Yeah.
quite as cozy, but something I'm also looking forward to.
All right. Well, the third game coming out also on November 2nd. It's an early access release, by the way. The demo is currently available, or will be. I don't know if it's up there yet. No, it's not. It'll be up there, though. There'll be a demo and early access tomorrow. So that's what you're looking forward to.
And I requested a game code for this list to see. You can download the Giants Uprising demo right now. It's on Steam.
It's a game all about erectile dysfunction in giants, and Brian's really interested in that as a general rule. He's always kind of followed that. Not true. This is made by
stomping around though. It's amazing.
Yeah,
looking.
there's so basically it's this. It's a big giant. You're a giant, and look at him busting through shit. Holy crap. That's all that you really needed to know. Giants Uprising is a medieval fantasy action game full of giants and unlimited destruction. Think kind of over-the-shoulder, third-person Rampage is the vibe I'm getting. I could be wrong about that, but there's something about it that reminds me of that. Anyway,
you're definitely rampaging. It is definitely, like you said, over the top, over the shoulder of the giant, which makes you look even more menacing when you're running through the streets. Oh, look at this gladiator type fights. It all looks slower than regular motion, has a very heavy feel to it. Yeah. I'm pretty excited.
It needs to be chunky and beefy like that. This has real potential. Look at all those little dudes. Oh no, they fell.
Yeah. Oh no, they're all dead now. Varsav Game Studios is developing and publishing this song.
Yeah, Varsav, whoever the crap that is.
I didn't really know their other games, but they look kind of neat. Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see what happens.
I'm in. This seems cool. I would like to play this game. Why are my dogs howling? What is it they hear that they howl at?
The giants are coming.
Oh my Lord, they're killing me up there. Anyway, so there's two nice, wholesome, quiet, soft games, and then one giant thing about giants who jump around and have penises the size of regular men. All right.
Right. Well, you don't know that. Oh, that's not in the description.
Did I make that up? I may have made that up. I don't actually know that. You're right. All right. Now let's talk about the games we played. All right, let's get to it. I played a game that is not out yet. Will be tomorrow, though.
Yes.
The game is called Let's Build a Zoo. Yeah, okay. That's right. Scott,
let's do it, Matt Damon.
Scott played another one of his goofy freaking tycoon games. Okay. All right, everybody. Just get it out of your system now. Whatever you want to say. How much fun you want to make of me. I don't care.
Get your chuckles on. Go ahead.
Go ahead. This was made by Spring Loaded, published by No More Robots. I feel bad about that. There should be some robots.
I was about to say, is that a confession?
It's no, it's just the credits. That's all it is.
Right. We No More Robots. We killed them all.
This comes out in just a few days. I want to thank No More Robots for the key. They sent me a key early. And this game, there's been some other previews on YouTube and some other stuff, so we're not the first to get it, but definitely worth going and checking that media out if you want to read more, because the game's not technically out today. But the other downer here is that there's no price yet either. If I had to guess, this will be somewhere between the 15 and 19 range, is what I would guess.
Right.
If it's more than that, I don't know, as high as 29 maybe. Maybe.
Spend your money wisely. I'm just saying, we're not sure.
Yeah, we don't know for sure. So here's the deal on this game. What I'm showing to the chat room right now is an advanced zoo that is way down the road. This is not like early game at all. In fact, when you start, you barely have any land. You start with like one attraction. There's like 5 people to come and look at your damn zoo and spend $50 while they're there, and then they leave. But it is one of these games where you're trying to build enclosures and have lots of different animals, and you're trading with other zoos around the country and the world, trying to have the best zoo and the attractions and everything else. There's also a farm aspect to this thing, so you can build a whole farm system that will help support the zoo, but also, raise animals for the zoo, but also food and other stuff. There's also a factory element that makes you kind of bad, but you can create a bunch of factory-based elements. Now, I haven't gotten that far, so I don't actually know what those do yet, but I can tell you I have a feeling it might get a little weird, because the game also supports DNA slicing or splicing.
Oh, so it's kind of like time to bring out the Jurassic Park
Kind
stuff.
of, except no dinosaurs. In this case, you're like, hey, what if we crossed a bear with a chicken and we call it the chair or the bicken?
Chair or a bicken. I prefer bicken.
Yeah, bicken's pretty close. So it's like, what if, this
giraffe? What if you crossed bacon with like a pig?
Well, that won't work because the bacon needs to be an animal first, which I guess it was originally.
Okay.
But these are all actual animals, and then you splice them together. So you got like a bird and a horse are going to make some kind of weird bird horse.
Well, see, all this sounds super cute, and I'm so excited about it until they let you splice it with humans, in which case it's just horror.
That part they haven't done. It is a little weird, and there's like there's a dynamic good and evil system in the game. Funny enough, where so the first time I ran into it, I got this small zoo, and Chad, this is what you see when you start a new game. What you're looking at right now. And you build an enclosure, you get your first animals, blah, blah, blah. And after a while, when I had my zoo open for the first time, some sneaky-looking dude in a dark hat and cloak was walking around. So I clicked on him, and it said, hey, I have access to some exotic animals. You want me to talk to my sources and get you the deal? Like being all skeezy about it. And then they give you some text that says, well, you don't really know where these are from and how they've been treated, and you don't know. It's all very sketchy.
Oh, I love that.
And it says you can buy them if you want from him, or you can report him to the authorities. And if you report him, you get good, Paragon points, basically, to use a Mass Effect comparison. Or what's the other one? Renegade. The dark points or Renegade points you get for choosing the evil option. And there's a bunch of that in the game, just like a bunch of,
I can't tell if
choices.
That sounds more Willy Wonka or more like that elephant movie that Bill Murray was in.
Oh.
Larger Than Life. That's
what
it
was called? I forgot about that.
Yeah, Larger Than Life. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, there's some twisted stuff like that going on that make it just even more interesting. But the basic stuff going on here is great. I really like the way you get to play stuff. By the way, nothing's permanent. So if you build an enclosure and put up a bunch of buildings and later on you're like, man, I sure would rather lay this out different than this. This is a mess. You can just move stuff. It doesn't care.
Oh, no cost movement?
No,
That's
no
great.
cost.
Love
Yeah,
that.
I love that. The characters are these little chibly looking, low pixel little dudes running everything. You got to hire people. Right now I got a janitor who's all pissed because there's too much trash around the park and stuff like that.
Is this you playing? Because that little character walking around is like, that is a long way for that character to go.
Yeah, that's one of the, that might actually be you. I think you're the I
think that's,
zoo manager.
You got the safari hat. That would make the most sense.
And this bus comes every day, dumps off a bunch of kids.
And all you got two bunny rabbits. Those kids are going to be so disappointed.
Well, and then this guy just built, what is it, a drink stand or a gift stand or something?
All right, there we go. And they're wearing a mask. How topical.
Yeah, and you and you just get started this way. There's also a whole research thing in here. So you're researching like, now I can have a desert enclosure because I researched it. Or I can research a certain tree for decorative reasons. It gives me a bonus to, people enjoying themselves or whatever. So there's a lot of that kind of shit in the game. If you played Zoo Tycoon or any of those kinds of games, you kind of know what you're in for here. I think they've just made it more accessible and like you just get to what you want to do faster. This is my preferred way. I don't want to think too much about permanence or, Roller Coaster Tycoon was great, but some of the sequels are like, okay, well, make sure that's not in the way, because if it is, everything's effed. Like, there was a lot of that going on, and this game's just like, nah, just move it around. It's fine. Just pick it up.
Move your stuff. You're gonna have fun, not to be judged. I kind of like the scaffolding that goes immediately and then just sinks into the ground. It's not always done well. It looks like it's done. It's just done nicely
here. Yeah, I agree. I've been playing Age of Empires 4 as well, and that has a really cool build. Thing that they're doing this time. They've
have like hammers banging and saws and stuff.
They have the sound effects, but they've got this cool, almost Cybertron looking. Oh. When I say Cybertron, I don't mean Transformer Cybertron. I mean like Cyber and Tron, like sepapertly.
Right.
But they have this cool thing where
it like builds with lasers.
Well, it's like little yellow outlines will show up just like showing like, oh, time lapse speed. It takes you a long time to build a thing, but we're going to speed that up because this is an RTS kind of thing. It's hard to explain. You should see it. It's pretty cool.
I gotta get it. It's on my list.
That game's really cool. But anyway, yeah, you can build, as you can see here, chat and Brian. These are, you can build any kind of zoo you want, and you can buy land around it, and then expand on that land and build more and more and more. Eventually, you can have miles of this shit, just tons of it, and you can have themes. So here's the jungle section if you want, or it's all up to you. You can do whatever you want. And then you can walk around the place and look at stuff in this mode if you want to. But most of the time, you're in God mode. So you're just sort of, clicking on stuff, moving stuff around, whatever. She's just doing a little bit of a tour here in her video. But
what a very smart visual design choice in animation to have all the people walking around at a very specific pace, slower than your pace, and also have the animals bouncing so they're easier to see visually.
Yep,
it's some pretty smart design choices.
It's good. My daughter, who just graduated with a degree in this kind of stuff. I forgot the name she called it, but it's got a name. Not visual language. Maybe it was visual language.
It's something like a visual language, though. But yeah, it's easy to learn, and once you learn it, you just
see it, and
recognize
it. You just intuit everything because you just know it by looking at it. And I think a game with this simple style, can do that pretty well. The other thing that's really cool is every building and every enclosure and every kind of thing that you can see visually, almost all of it has customization features. So if you don't like the way the entry to your zoo looks, you click it and there's just like a bunch of skins you can change it to. So there just seems like they put a lot into it, thought about it a lot, put a lot of objects in it. Clearly it's cute for a reason. It's supposed to be kind of cutesy and pixely and all of that, but I find it's really more complex than you might think, more depth than you might think, and it got me real hooked. I like it a lot. Nice music. In fact, here's a little sound from it. I think this might be the intro. Let's see. Yeah. Hear the bus coming. Then he starts to build the thing. It's got this nice little...
That's funny.
Yeah, man. I'm going to make a zoo, yo.
Let's build a zoo, baby.
Let's go make a zoo. Anyway.
Is there a shopper coming in? It sounds like there's a shopper coming in.
It is.
Lifting some Dumbo drop.
That's how they get all the animals in. So these big helicopters will show up and dump the new elephants into their enclosure and stuff like that.
Oh, and I can hear the elephants in the background.
Yeah, little monkeys, great. All that stuff. It's got a great soundtrack, bunch of great sound work. It's just a cool little one of these. I think it's
the developer says on Let's Build a Zoo on the community forums on Steam, the developer says, "Hey-o, the game will be $19.99 with a 10% off discount at launch."
That sounds right. That sounds right.
There's your answer to that.
That's a good price for this game, I think. They claim over 500 different animals at your disposal, and then because there are 500 of those, that equals about 300,000 different possible animal combinations you can do with the splicing. You can also sell some of those for more because you spliced them. It's like, hey, this one's a rat and a pigeon. What did we get for that? It even says here at the end. Isn't
that a South Park episode when they sewed or is that Bart Simpson? Did he do? I forget. It was one of the animated cartoons. Did that? They sewed a rat and a pigeon together.
I mean, it sounds like. What was that? It might have been Halloween.
It seems like it was a Halloween episode of The Simpsons. I could be wrong. Somebody will straighten me out.
Yeah, it could be.
Maybe both. Who knows?
Actually, I need to check the new ones this year. I love those every year, even the new ones.
Yeah, Tandra says, "'Twas The Simpsons. It was Bart," and Sidian follows up with, "It was Bart and one of the Treehouse of Horrors."
Yeah, that makes sense.
Perfect.
Yeah. So, anyways, what was I going to say? Oh, they say this themselves. They say, "Control everything that happens in your park, from what your animals eat to what animals eat your animals." What? That doesn't make sense.
So you're getting to decide.
To what eats your animals.
Chain.
Yeah, the food chain. Some of that, yep. And also, here's the part that matters. Decide whether you want to run your zoo above board or break the law and pocket extra cash. So there's like this twisty, weird little subterfuge going on if you want to do it. And so far, I can't do it. Like one of them was the guy who wanted to sell the things. And I'm like, I don't think that's good. I'm not doing that. Another one was somebody who wanted to go, they want the toys that you sell at your gift shop.
Right.
You can decide if you want them to be really shitty Chinese garbage, plastic, toxic, whatever, Or do you want to
bad
invest
leaky
in
plastic?
yeah,
I
or do you
gotcha.
want to invest in stuff that's not going to make kids sick, or give them weird lead paint poisoning, or that kind of thing? So it's got a real, not an edge to it, but just kind of a little under the scenes kind of weird
Yeah.
thing going on,
But
and
I
I like
I
it.
like that, unless of course you start coming across dead kid bodies because they've from lead poisoning or something. That's no
Yeah,
good. But
and
yeah,
Omega 9X says Tiger King shit going on. Yeah, kinda.
yeah.
There's some real
Some
dark
real
business
Tiger
in
King.
there if you decide to go that route. And there's like I say, it's like Paragon Renegade, where it's in the middle when you start, and the more choices you make in the right or good, it's moving this direction. The more you make in the bad, it goes that direction. We'll see what that ultimately means by the end. I don't know, but I really, really like it a lot, and I'm going to give it these pros. Great style. I think that it works perfectly for this sort of thing. Very simple and easy to get into. Lots of depth after. Not afraid to get a little weird. I like that. I think that's a bold move for them. And the cons, moving roads is complicated. In fact, I'm still sure not how to do it right. I'm effing those up pretty bad. So I think maybe they'll want to tweak that. And then the only other thing is I wish you could do manual saves anytime. Right now you have to wait for the day cycle to end.
Okay.
And then it saves just automatically every time.
Right.
That's
right.
fine, but there's no like, let me hit escape and save manually this one time, or like there's just not the option. So that kind of sucks. I learned it hard way because I started the game the first time and got almost to where my first day cycle ended, and I had to get out and go somewhere if somebody was waiting for me. And it didn't save, so I had to start over. It wasn't a ton of lost work or anything. It was maybe 10 minutes, but
still,
the night cycle thing, once it kicks in, then it's fine. You're saved and you're good. But I wish they'd let you just have a little choice on the manual saves. That'd be nice. But I'm going to give it a score, a high one, 8.2 snake bears out of 10 giraffe dogs. And,
I like that. And it's coming out the 5th, I believe, which is what, Friday, Thursday, Friday, I think, maybe Friday.
4th, it says.
4th.
So
okay.
Thursday? Weird day.
They
don't always do, that's usually a Tuesday, Friday thing, right?
Game releases. You would think so, but who knows?
Yeah. Well, we'll find out this week. And I think if this sounds anything like stuff you like, if you're listening to this, I'll bet you like it. I'll bet if you're into that, you want a nice, casual, chill out, build a thing, have the numbers going up, unlocking new shit because your numbers went up, all of those dopamine hits, they're all here. Mm-hmm. They're all here for the taking. Available on Steam this week. And I don't think it's not launching in early access. This thing is just out. So
it's going out there. They're just putting the game out and taking your money, and you have a good time, and deal's done.
Yeah, and huge thanks to them for the code. This is one I would pick up regardless. So I'm really glad they did because I'm not sure I would have noticed it, but I really like it. All right, Brian, let's talk about They Always Run. And when you say they, I assume you mean you always run. But tell me really what you mean by that.
I don't always run, but they do always run. Scott, hey, do you ever want to just play like as a bounty hunter with a third arm attached to your back
always
while parkouring your way through a 2D world of side scrolling and platforming?
Always.
You like that?
Always.
Yeah, and while you're doing that, you're scanning, pursuing across a space western inspired backdrop on hostile planets looking for bad guys, and they do always run because they've got bounties on their head. Well, they usually run. No, the bounties always run. Now, sometimes you'll run across some bad guys who you didn't know you were looking. You're not looking for them. They're just there. And you look it up and you go, oh yeah, this guy's a bad guy. Yeah. Send him on his way. He didn't run because he thought he was a badass, but he wasn't. You were, because you got 3 arms, 2 on, you got 2 normal arms, and then you got some kind of biofueled arm on your back.
That like Zaphoid Beeblebrox and Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. He had 3 heads, not arms. Never mind.
Yeah, 3 heads. But if he had 3 arms, he could scratch each one of them individually.
That's right.
Maybe.
That's right.
Yeah, I can't even pat my head.
It's the perfect evolution of
stomach,
humans, right? Humans want to get there one day. We're just not there. Yeah.
Well, when you do finally catch these turds who are always running, you can either knock them out unconscious, or you can kill them. It's really according to the bounty. Some bounties are like, yeah, whatever. They'll request a bounty and they're like, hey, just we want a body. Yeah. Warm, cold, doesn't matter. And then you teleport those bodies back with the ones that you come across. Like I was telling you earlier, I could come across a bad guy. He's trying to attack me. I use my little hand scanner. So your third arm is not only just something you can punch people with, which I highly recommend. You can also scan the area. You go like a little sonar sound. It goes bing, and that's not a sonar sound at all. But bing. Anyway, you can play the audio later, and you'll know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So yeah, when you do that, you can scan. You'll say, "Oh, there's a bounty on this guy," and then you mark him, and then you step out of the way, and they teleport him away. But you're talking to a guy. There's a guy back somewhere at home base who's like giving you all the information of who you're looking for. He'll call you on your little watch phone from time to time too, and you're like, "What do you want?" And he's like, "We found out some more information. You got to head on down to this place or that place." And of course, you can only head left or right, like we talked about earlier. This is side-scrolling platforming primarily.
Yeah, reminds me of, I don't know what to compare this to, like maybe Shinobi or some kind of melee.
Katana Zero visually looks
I could
like
see that.
it.
Yeah.
It's the backgrounds have a painted look to them, so they're all have like nice big brush strokes and everything, and even the foreground stuff does too. But they're primarily flat colors, but they've got lighting effects on them that make them really kind of pop out.
Would you say this is a cyberpunk type future they're aiming for here in terms of the look and feel?
It does feel kind of cyberpunkish. You can do upgrades to your arm. You don't have a lot of upgrades, but there are a few little cyberpunk kind of things. They imply that you're a mutant with a third arm, and it's got like some kind of biofuel. And I'm like, I'm not sure exactly if I'm a mutant or if somebody has butchered me.
Yeah,
but I'm finding out through the story. There's an underlying story. I didn't finish it. This game weighs in at about 8-10 hours maybe. I got a Steam game code for this from Keymailer. Keymailer hooked me up with the publisher and the publisher developer as well. All of War Premium sent me a game code. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. I was already looking at this game and I played it and I liked it. High five with one of those hands that's on the back of my body. High five. Boom. Do it. But I may not be able to do it. One of the things I love doing with the third arm when you're fighting, most of this is hack and slash, right? You're mostly taking on you're taking on bounties, and they're either trying to flee or they're trying to hit you, right? And they've got weapons and stuff, and so you're fighting them, trying to knock them out or kill them.
Is it hard?
Blah, blah,
Would you
blah.
call it difficult?
Okay, so here comes some of the goods and the bads.
All right.
Is it hard or difficult? This game makes me feel like a badass because the animations, in addition to being a visual stunner, the animations in this game are amazing. I love them. Like and the controls are very simple, but it makes you feel like a badass because your time and stuff usually through one of two things. You're either trying to do a parry with your third arm, or you're trying to hack and slash. And every time you press the action button to perform an attack, it rotates through a series of movements, and it looks really cool. Now you also can combine that with some slides or some jumps, and it'll do different like Superman kind of punches and things. There's a lot of simple combinations, but it's always visually effective with the animations. It makes you feel like you're really doing something really badass. You feel like you're pulling off some really sweet moves when the reality is you're pressing a few buttons. You're not really doing any huge combinations. So,
give me a take here on is it a Metroidvania? Is that what this game is?
No, you're not really backtracking much. You're pretty much, you're not unlocking new powers that they're going to allow you to get to certain areas or anything like that. There may be a few instances of that, but that's very rare. There's no map. There's hardly any interface at all. You can kind of look back through some of the upgrades you've done, but you have to go back to home base to do that. You get to jump in your big old ship, your big side-scrolling ship, and fly back. I wouldn't call this Metroidvania.
Are the levels crafted,
it's
or
more platforming.
Are they pre-rendered, or do they?
No. They're as far as I can tell, they're all crafted. And you're doing a very linear story.
Mm-hmm.
You go after the first bad guy, and he runs. The big guys always run, but then you chase them across. You chase them across the planet, and you eventually catch them, and you'll get a little boss fight there. There's a couple other mini boss fights too. The boss fights are really fun. I enjoyed those. The difficulty's not too bad if you're going 1 or 2 on against somebody, because then you can make use of that third arm, which is really effective. when somebody's got a shield, or you can break their shields with the third arm. But once you start getting into groups, the third arm is pointless. So sometimes you're playing a lot, you don't even use the third arm. At least I don't. I can't figure out how to make it work, because when you get crowded, it becomes pointless. It's just too much going on. It's way more effective to just slide out of the way. So that's like one of the other moves. You can slide. So you just slide behind the opponent and punch him in the back of the head. You do that a couple of times, knock them out, subdue them. If they got a bounty in the head, you call and they teleport them off.
Nice.
And then you get like a currency. It's like a little electrical currency thing, and you can spend that on upgrades when you go back to the shop.
Yeah.
But so far, I am really digging what I've seen. I haven't finished. I'm about halfway through. It is $16 on Fanatical, or you can get it directly off Steam for $19.99. I like Fanatical. I've never heard a developer tell me anything
I like
bad
that ship
about
they
him.
just showed. It makes me want to draw ships. Sorry,
Oh, don't you love the ship?
Really
The ship
cool.
is way cool. It's kind of like, almost feels like a, I don't know, like XCOM base or something. You know what I mean? Just
big chunky shuttlecraft looking ass thing. I love stuff like that. Big fan.
Yes, but they always run, Scott. Every time. Oh yeah, by the way, you're seeing some of the things I get to do. I get to grab that. That crate, and I can grab it with the right button and throw. The third arm's a little difficult to use. See how I love it. Every time you hit the last enemy in an area, it always gives you a slow-mo shot of that last kill.
Yeah, that's funny, because that's happening in Guardians of the Galaxy right now as well. When you're in a big fight, it ends with a slow-mo kill. It's crazy.
It's like, boom.
Yeah.
And you'll need to listen to a little bit of that sound, because I do want to talk about the sound for a second.
Okay.
Listen to
Here,
it.
I'll play. Let's play a little bit here. It's got a cool chiptune soundtrack, sounds like. Man, those backgrounds are crazy.
Aren't the backgrounds awesome?
Yeah, that's
you can.
good
There's
looking.
big green crystals you can knock, because there's like the only health you can get is as you go along. You can knock down crystals or knock them out of other bad guys, and but this is a real fun, just hack and slash. You can get guns later on, which is way cool. I love getting the guns, because then one of the opponents that are the hardest to beat are some of the ones that are snipers. They're kind of off screen a lot of times, and they have like you'll know you're in trouble, because all of a sudden you'll see a laser sight come into your area, and you're like, crap. And so and so when you get the guns and stuff, when you make that upgrade, it helps a lot, because then you can kind of hit them from afar, unless they shield. So it's really important to have a good parry. But the only time you can really use a good parry is when it's like one or two people. When you start getting in a crowd, it's almost impossible, because they're all just, after you. They're all in your face.
Sounds like a Porno for Pyro spin-off band. Good parry. I like that.
Right. Good parry.
Yeah.
Good parry.
Good parry.
But the music I like. Okay, I'm gonna give my pros and cons of this, and I'll give you a quick little score too.
Okay. All right. Okay.
All right. So my pros to this game is, like I said, get to feel like a badass, because there's so much parkouring kind of things. Even when you're jumping over certain boxes, you just feel like you're Batman, man. You're just dashing through stuff. It's great.
Yeah.
It's also a visual pleaser. I felt like I was getting eye candy the whole time I was playing.
Yeah.
Cons?
I love this idea, by the way, that you go on a mission,
Yes.
you do the mission, you get the dude, you bring him back, and you get your money.
That's right.
That loop right there works for
That's
me
a
on
bounty.
Yeah, that's so many levels that works for me in video games of all kinds. I'm kind of all in on this idea. I love it.
Yeah. Like I said, I've really enjoyed it so far. I thought it was fantastic. Cons, though, the third arm gimmick doesn't work in a crowd, which disappoints me, because that's really the reason to play it, right? That's the thing that gets you in. It's like, a third arm mechanic. That sounds interesting. That kind of makes this game a little bit different. And it does in certain places. In other places, doesn't really matter. Like I said, you can scan stuff. Oh, yeah, with the little scan hand, you can also scan to see if you got a bounty. You also can scan and see secret areas. You might have to punch a node or something. You get to punch walls. Feel like a badass there, too. So back to that part. But anyway, challenges seem a little unbalanced in parts, because sometimes I felt like I just mowed through stuff. And then other times I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing something right.
Yeah.
You kind of find out it just was hard.
Yeah. Sometimes that'll happen, man. Sometimes stuff's just hard. Yeah.
Just a hard area. So I'm going to give this thing 8 arm windmills like Pete Townsend used to do. Wanted the third arm. Out of 10 dead men tell no tales.
Oh.
I took back. I don't think I subdued anybody. I think I always brought them back dead, even when they wanted them alive.
Oh man, you and your dead or alive, just choosing to go dead. I like it.
I mean, it's too hard to break because when you subdue them, you have to hit them with your third arm. When you kill them, you can hit them with anything. But to only subdue them, you have to use your third arm, basically.
The big stick out for me is this thing looks real world buildy and trippy, and I love that kind of stuff. Like just looking at that world makes me want to be in it.
It does, and they have a really interesting story line going on in the background. I haven't completed it yet. And I don't want to give anything away because I think it's probably going to be like that's the dessert for this game. It's like, It's like, oh, that's good stuff. I like that little, that little twist, but I haven't seen it yet. So,
all right. Well, you'll find out.
But yeah, I mentioned. Yeah, I think I got it all. I think I mentioned most everything.
All right. I want this game.
Right.
I'm going to try to get it. I'm going to get this game.
Man, Scott, but they always run, man.
They always run. That's the name of the damn thing. They always run. My game, again, was called Let's Build a Zoo. Again, Let's Build a Zoo, and They Always Run. Those are our two games today. All right, everybody who wants us to say it multiple times, there it is.
And thanks for asking. We're just going to make you feel bad about it.
That's right.
It's me, Mario.
Let's play Guess My Game. We try to stump each other and make each other wonder what the hell game we're talking about from yesteryear.
Oh, look at us.
Yeah.
Look at us being in sync again with our time years. We're very close again.
Yep.
Your hint is 96 and mine is 97.
Yep, 1 year apart. Mine's 1996. The other hint I'll give you is this is on PlayStation. Let's see if you can figure it. This ended up in other places too, but PlayStation's where I played it. So here we go. Whoops, here we go. Any guesses?
What is this? I don't know. It sounds like you're getting phone calls. It sounds like you're.
Ready?
How about this?
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Is this like a 97, you say?
1997 was the year. Might have been in arcades as well, but that may have only been Japan. I don't have a good memory on that.
It sounds too cutesy to be some of the things I'm thinking.
It is very
kind of
cutesy.
a cutesy game?
It's pretty cutesy.
Very cutesy game. Oh, I don't think I know this one. I don't recognize the audio at all. I love what it's got going on though. But
check this out. Yeah, right here.
Is it by the same people who made?
Oh, did you hear that? Listen to that one more time. Did that give you any shake you awake at all on that? Someone in the chat knows.
No,
don't look
I don't
though.
know.
Don't look.
I don't know. It wouldn't matter even if I did. I don't know it. I just absolutely don't know it. It kind of sounds like it's got what was that? The monkey game, Ape Escape. It sounds kind of has like the sounds to Ape Escape, but I know that's not it.
I loved Ape Escape, man.
Ape Escape was great.
All right, well, Tondra Gosa got it right in the chat. We'll give him credit unless someone else said it and I missed it. The game is Super. Stop me if you want to hear the long or if you know it. Super.
Keep going. Super
Puzzle Fighter 2 Turbo.
Oh yeah, let me see. I've never even heard of this. I don't think.
Oh man, Capcom made it. It was like all the characters from Street Fighter 2. And
now, is it the Super Puzzle Fighter 2 Turbo HD remix?
I don't know if it's HD remix. Probably not, because the one I played was the original PlayStation version. But it's basically like competitive, not Tetris, because Tetris is all different shapes. It's more like Dr. Mario kind of puzzles.
Oh God, I don't recognize. Well, I don't recognize this at all. I mean,
I recognize
the fonts and stuff, but
I thought it was the bomb when I played it, and I played it a lot. And I'd play it more if I could.
Chibi, it's like chibi everything, right?
Oh yeah, chibi as hell. Chibi is Chibi's going out of style. They're getting rid of chibi. That's how much chibi's in this. There's a lot.
Everything must go.
Anyway, that's my game. Yeah, like Puyo
Well, you got
Puyo.
that one. I had no clue. You totally stumped me on that one. I had no idea.
All right, well, let's find out how I do here. 1996, you say, on your 7 for yours?
90. What did I say? 96 or 97? What did I say? What did I say?
You said 97.
What did it say in there?
97. It says
97. Let me make sure. Yeah, 1997.
yeah. Let me make sure. All right.
Well, I was looking it up. I was looking it up.
That's fair enough. All right, I'm going to play it. Here we go. Let's see if I can figure it out. Baseline is familiar. What is that?
Bring the pizza over here, Peppa. Nick said I should keep it for him. At last, now I will be able to... Ah! This isn't jalapeno red pepper anchovy double garlic pizza Nick ordered. It's not your fault, Peppa. You're a good kid. What's it like on the outside? I heard that you can fly a helicopter around the island now. You should try it. Helicopters are a lot of fun.
What's that good?
No idea. No idea.
Yeah, I figured you might not because this is a title that in 1997 you probably would have had no interest in at all. This is Lego Island.
I never even heard of it. I mean, I've heard of
It was
Lego.
the first Lego. It was the first Lego game, I think, if I'm not incorrect. It was by Mindscape, released for Windows.
I just pulled the chat up. Does Tondragosa say Choplifter every week? I think he does.
Choplifter, that's great. Yeah, it sounded just like Choplifter. Nailed it.
I think he always says it.
Hey, Crest89 looks like did get Lego Island.
Oh, very nice.
Tally agrees. Lego Island was...
Did you play that thing? Was it good?
Did I play it?
Yeah.
No, I was aware of its existence, but I never played it. So no.
Wow.
But when I saw it when I was going through my little list of stuff, I was like, oh, I never played that. I'm curious what it looks like. And that little pizza delivery to the con man was amazing. You have to watch some of the video footage
Here,
of
I'm
that.
looking this up. Never heard of this. Okay. Oh, I have seen the cover art now that I see it.
Yeah.
All right. Was it like an open world kind of like GTA kind of deal, or what do you do in it?
Just like GTA. It was let's see. It's a non-linear video game played by a first-person perspective. Player can choose to roam around and customize the island. So yes.
Okay, so nothing like GTA then.
Nothing like GTA.
Semi-sandbox like
build
GTA.
vehicles with the help of a mechanic called building, or complete a series of missions including pizza delivery, jet ski racing, and catching an escaped prisoner known as the Brickster.
It's a PS1 deal, this game?
This was a Windows game, right? I believe it said, yes, platforms, Windows, and it is abandonware if you're interested in picking it up.
Huh. Oh, yeah, here it is. PS1, PC. That's it. Yeah, I never heard of this. Never heard of it. Okay. Well, shows what I know. Oh, Game Boy Advance had a version.
Yeah, okay.
Wonder how that was. Probably not great.
Probably just as good.
Game Boy Color had a version. Holy shit. Okay. Weird. All right. I've never heard of that. Wow. I feel like
I know we both went hard this week, didn't we?
I guess so. It feels like a game. Usually when I don't recognize it and then you reveal what it is, I at least can go, oh yeah, I remember that. I saw that at a GameStop or a Babbage's or whatever, but I don't remember that one at all.
Yeah, I kind of thought about that when I did. I was like, 97 kids game, like really kid. I was like, Scott may not be able to guess that one. That one's kind of tough.
Yeah.
Because you would have been very busy with adulting.
Yeah, I was like 25 years old, 24, 25.
Yeah.
20,
Yeah.
Was I? You said 97. I've been 26, 27.
97.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you'd be like, Legos, that's for kids.
Yeah. I had a brand new baby that year.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And then what else was I playing? I had an N64 by then. What else was cool in 97?
What else is cool to you?
That I had PlayStation 1, N64, and then what was there was a third thing. What am I thinking of? Was the
1997 in video games.
Sega Saturn was later, I guess, or maybe it was around then, but it was such a bomb.
Right.
I don't know. And then
the N64 released in Europe and Australia in that year.
Yeah.
Nintendo releases the new style Super NES. A new style.
What the hell was that? Do you remember what they did there?
I don't remember the new style Super NES. Oh yeah, I do remember this. Kind of like a Famicom. Look more like the European
the Famicom
version. I think.
Let me see here. Oh, Look at that. Yeah.
Wow, look at that.
I forgot that was a thing. Oh, I hate it.
I hate it
I
so
really
much.
hate it. Here, chat. This is what we're talking about. That was the redesign. Right, very late in the cycle of that console. So this is like, you know, bitter end, but
What a toy.
woof.
And that cable really was only 1 foot long.
Not, it looks like a foot. It's like 8-9 inches. It's really bad. Okay, that's fine. Whatever. They, you know, to varying degrees, different console re-releases / you know, final versions, whatever. They all look like shit. So,
Right.
what are you gonna do? But that looks bad.
What are you going to do?
Because the other
Controller
one's
looks
classic,
okay.
man.
The controller, besides the cable being super short, the controller looks okay.
It looks the same, doesn't it?
yeah.
The same.
Yeah, I think it looks the same.
I don't think they changed much there. All right. Well done, everybody involved. That was fantastic. I always enjoy these. Now this. Time for emails. Next week, by the way, it looks like Brian's doing Book of Travels.
Yes.
Never heard of it. I don't know what I'm doing yet. There's a couple of Game Pass games that I just cracked the surface on, so I need some more time with them. But I think I might do... oh, shoot. What was the one I talked to you about last week? It's on Game Pass. Little pixely dudes. 3D. Plays like Mario.
Is it the fishing one?
Huh?
Is it the fishing one?
No.
With the voxels?
Oh, no. I could play that, though. I have that, too.
Mm-hmm.
I have that on Steam as well. I might...
Yeah.
All right. There's a fishing one I want to talk about. Okay. Scott, what's wrong with a combo console printer scanner? Exactly. That's what that looks like. That is the most 90s ass aesthetic. It's just hideous. All right. Let's move on to this feedback, this email. This is from Jason. Jason wrote in to boopshow@gmail.com, and he said, "Hey, Scott and Brian, has Scott ever explained why he hates tower defense mechanics so much? Thanks, Jason."
Yes, he has. He's hated tower defense ever since he was kept in one by an evil witch and had to grow his hair out to land a prince.
Perfect. How'd you know that full story? How'd you know my whole...
You've only told me 100 times.
Wow. I feel like I haven't told anyone that, so you intuited it or something. Anyway, no, that's not true. Here's why I hate it, and you all should hate it. No, whatever. People should like what they like, and I'm not telling you. I'm not trying to prescribe what I do or don't like about anything, tower defense or otherwise, but tower defense...
specifically was asked about you, so you're welcome to love, hate your opinion now.
Yeah, but here's why I don't like it. I don't like going, okay, the clock is paused for a second, and I've taken the time to go ahead and beef up this tower with better stuff. Gosh, I sure hope it works. I won't know until the next wave. Blah.
Oh.
Just saying
I
it hurts.
suppose you replaced your standard 35 instant camera with a Polaroid as quick as you could because you just can't wait to take it to the Photoshop photomat.
It's not even that. It's just, I don't know what it is, man. I
Yeah, I
can't
can
really...
see it. I mean, it makes sense. You're like, yeah, I get it. There's definitely a delay in the strategy. And then you have to kind of sit back and watch, kind of like, okay, did I make good choices?
Yeah, kind of.
Maybe I'll see here in a minute.
Yeah, I question it every time. I freaking hate it. So tower defense, it can bite my butthole is what I'm saying. That's the bottom line there. But
and yeah, usually I think they don't let you like fast forward in tower defense. You have to watch the whole humiliating defeat usually.
Usually, yeah, you
again.
can't just go for.
Right.
I mean, maybe somebody could tweak it and make it work for me. And I realize that some mechanics, like ultimately, if you're in a video game where you're improving your ship, let's say throughout the campaign, that's just slow motion tower defense in some ways. So I'm not completely poo-pooing some of the fundamental mechanics involved. It's just the presentation of here's a windy road, here's a bunch of towers. Oh, you better do it right or else you're going to get overwhelmed. Freaking F that. F it. All right. That's going to do it for that email. Now, a reminder that if you want to be a part of the show in email form, it's really easy. Filmsack. Boopshow@gmail.com. That's boopshow@gmail.com. Be like Jason and send us your stuff. All right? Please. Boopshow.com/boop is our website. Please go there. Give Scott and or that's me. Give me and Brian a follow on our Twitch channels. Brian's at Brian Dunaway. I'm at Frog Pants. Okay, everybody. All right. And we've been talking behind the scenes about streaming more game shit. So
yeah,
I'm not saying I got nothing firm to commit to just yet because schedule is always an issue. But some ideas. We're both
Yeah,
pretty.
our interest is there.
Yeah, we're pretty
Will we have the
passionate.
time?
Yeah, we got passion. The question is, do we have room? All right.
Room.
So we'll let you know what we're coming up with. We got some ideas, Brian and I. Anyway, that's it for that. On Twitter @Boop Show. Hey, Brian, anything else you want to mention? What's going on? Anything?
Absolutely. Tune in Tuesday, tomorrow night, 6 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll be playing some Graveyard Keeper with Kit London. We've been doing this forever. Will we ever finish? I hope not. It's too much fun.
That's
Too much fun.
Yeah, there's an expansion, DLC.
I got the developer was kind enough to send me the new DLC content, but I was told not to load it up until we finished what's on our plate.
Just in case. So I want to know what that is, though. I guess you'll tell us once you've played it. Let us know what that DLC is, because I want to get that as well. I like that game. Speaking of cool, awesome pixel graphics, that game is.
And it was on Super Sale this past week to commemorate the launch of the new DLC. They had it for like the core game for $5 on Steam, and I think if you got all the DLC, the whole collector's everything, all 4 or 5 of the DLC was like $20. Super cheap.
All right, very nice.
Not sure.
Well, check it out, you guys. I think that'd be worth your time. That's it, I guess. That's all we've got. We got more to talk about next time, so come on back for more right here on the Boop Show. Until then, for me and for Brian and for all of you, have a great one. We'll see you then. This show is part of the Frog Pants Network.
Frog Pants Network.
Get more shows like this at frogpants.com.
I don't like Steam. I love Steam.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Ooh.